almost, 2 months every year. Swami used to visit India and stay for roughly 2 months during the winter times. So I had the opportunity of traveling with him, being with him, listen to his talks and satsangs. Wherever, he speaks, he spoke about, the purpose of human life is to serve others. So I asked Swamiji, I am doing business. How can it be treated as a service? I am doing business to make, earn, to make money. So how can that be called as a service? So Swamiji used to give me a lot of explanation. Business is also service. You have to look business as a service. So he used to explain to me that, for example, he used to question me, how many people are you employing now in your company? At that point of time, maybe 1,500 people were working. I said 1,500 people. So he said 1,500 families. Then how many are your suppliers? Maybe about additional 1,000, 1,500. Okay, well, how many of your distributors, dealers, service people, network for your product? How many would they be? I said that may run into 10,000, something like that. So what you are doing here is serving so many people. It's more than more than 15,000 people roughly are directly benefited by doing you are doing business. Then you are making a product. So your customers are buying the product. What for are they buying? They are buying for a purpose. So it has to serve the purpose. So for example, horns, we were manufacturing, still we are manufacturing horn. So the horn they buy so that whenever they want safety, they blow the horn. It should work. That means it is serving them. So everything is service. I said, okay, it is service, but I'm still running the company to make money. How can I say that, I'm doing service, I'm only doing to, get the money? Swamiji said, you have to think differently. You think like, whatever business you do, you think as if you're doing as a service, not, earning, not making money. So this goes on for 2-3 years, It was struggling and I was really struggling within my mind. How am I to think that this can be treated as a service? But every time when Swamiji comes, I would ask some explanation, he would give me. Then one day he told me that you just from now on, stop thinking that you are doing business. You just think that you are doing only service. You forget about the income. You think you keep that income as a byproduct. It's your direct first priority service. The byproduct is only the income. You think that way and start to practice and let me know when I come next year, how do you feel? So then I started thinking that way and started to think differently. As I went into that mode, I realized a lot because our goal from money is changed to service. So your outlook to business is completely different. You are not setting goals for the financial goal, or setting goals for service. How many people we can work, how many people more we can employ, how we can give more employment, how we can make more products so that more people can buy, so that they'll all get benefited. Like that, we think. Then next comes, once you start to think that you are not doing business, it is a service, then you take care of your people first. Because when they are good, then only they will be able to work. So I started to keep thinking all the people who are working for us as family members. So in Roots, our company, we are treating everybody as family, not as an employee-employer. That concept changed completely the mindset of everybody. From management till down the line, everybody feels it is part of the family business. So that I would like to give one example. During many economic, crisis happened, global financial crisis happened so many times. So every time it happens, many companies suffered a lot. But fortunately, we didn't suffer anything every time because everybody cooperated like a family. For example, now the COVID-19, has brought the business to complete halt. Nothing, no sales, nothing. Our government has made a lockdown almost for 40 days, nothing. So no sales, no income. How do we keep running? And next we start, there is no immediate business. It's going to take a long time to pick up business. So what other companies have done is they've retrenched people and they've reduced the salary by 50%, 40%, 30%, and started to function. Otherwise, they cannot survive. So what we did as a family, we want to keep everybody in. So I said, nobody is going to go out, everybody is going to work, but whatever the workload is available, suppose our workload is only 40%, we will work only 40% of the time, but 100% of the people will work and they will get what they work for. That is the shop floor level people. When it comes to the above, like, supervisors, managers, everybody, we have set a different goal. The salaries, how we have fixed is depending on the turnover of the company. For example, last year's average turnover was figure X. This year, now, if we touch only 40%, their salary will be reduced automatically by certain percentage. Like that, if the sales goes up, automatically the salary will go up. So we have not retrenched even one person, and everybody is sharing the burden of the company, and everybody is also sharing the benefit also. So this we are able to do it because we think this as a service. So this is an example, but it took me quite a long time to really understand it. Once I understood, I have absolutely no stress. Almost now 4,000 people are working directly in our companies, in all, there are companies here in Russia, in United States, in Malaysia, and in Coimbatore around. So absolutely no stress, because we don't keep money as a goal. When you keep money as a goal, always tension. That goal is never satisfies anybody. You set a financial goal now, and then next goal, because more expenditure comes. So that's how I changed my philosophy because of Swamiji's teaching, and that helped me a lot. And it is keeping entire force, our group as an intact in one. We can go with any tide, whether it is economic debacle or otherwise, no problem. We are able to follow like a wave. So it's one example. So I think that's about short. I can tell you how my experience as a yogic way of doing business.
Yeah, I hear Swamiji speak about service so often, right? It's the core of the teaching, and he says again and again that this is the purpose of our lives, to serve. He gives even the example of, why am I eating? Why am I eating this food? And that's to dedicate the food that we're eating to serve other people. I'm eating this food so that I can function, and I can then feel healthy and serve other people. For me, at first, when I heard that, and maybe similar to the business, that like everything I'm doing for the business is for service, it feels unrealistic to dedicate my whole life as an act of service to other people. But is it unrealistic? Is it unrealistic?
No, it is not unrealistic as long as you understand it. Once you really understand the philosophy behind it and start to practice it, you will feel that, the food what we are eating is also for others' purpose. So that is, it takes some time, but once we start to practice, then we will really understand the importance of that. And once, the whole world thinks like that, you can imagine how peaceful the world will be. That is going to make a total difference. How you think, you think yourself and others. So service is the motive. And another thing, when you start to think about others as a service, you get a lot of, empathy. You understand others' feelings, others' difficulties. So in the company, for example, when I see a person, a face, I can understand whether he's okay or he's having any problem. Then I used to ask immediately, what is the problem? Do you have any problem at home or anywhere? then he would say, okay, he has some problem at home or children or school admission, whatnot. So you start to concern about others, then you get inner joy. That once you experience it, it is never ending. It's a process, a never ending process. It's a total joy in what we really realize by following that principle.
So is it a choice to think, a certain way? Because, okay, here's this person that maybe has a problem, right? And I can sit down and speak to this person, and that interaction, we can see it two different ways. I can see it as, I have to do this right now, and it's draining my energy. Serving this person, listening to them, being there for them, it's draining my energy. Or we can see it as an opportunity to serve and to create meaning for our lives. So is that the choice that we make throughout the day? How do we want to see it? And how much of a difference does that make, whether or not we choose one or the other?
That will make all the difference. If you think that, you are draining your energy by talking to others' problems, then it will drain our energy and also we will lose everything. But the other contrary, if you think that, by talking to him and we are able to help him to come out of his problem, then our energy level goes up dramatically. And the other person, when we see the other person get benefit out of that, then you get real joy of doing it. So that's how we keep doing it. Then, we will not be able to keep quiet. Whenever we see somebody, if there is a problem, we will certainly, get into that. And thereby we can alleviate, many people's problems. So that's the kind of thinking it will get into our mind gradually. Then it will change the whole personality of the person, how he looks at everything and everybody, not only human being, anything, animals, anything, you look at the whole thing, any life that way, it gives total peace and you feel really happy. It's difficult to first to, understand and practice. Once we start to practice and experience it, then, there is no stopping. It goes on. It's very interesting.
So is the practice also extremely important to be kind of gentle with ourselves as we're trying to shift our thinking? Like, it's not going to happen just in one day that all of a sudden now I'm going to be able to view life like this. I have to remember again and again, and I have to practice again and again. Is that the case?
See, once you'll have a little difficulty in understanding that. Once we understand, then it is like a switch. You change your, the thinking, then they will start moving in that direction. But step by step only we'll grow, but the changeover will be instantaneous. Once you got it, then it is instantaneous. But it takes a long time to experience step by step, but then there is no going back. But that changeover will happen in one incident or something, I'm not able to explain, but it happens at certain moment. Once it happens, then finish. Then it will stay on. That's one. As I said, once we experience it, then we start to improve our activities in this direction.
Is there anything we can do to make there be a better chance for those moments to happen? Right? Like, do those moments, they just happen whether or not we're open, or opening up in a way, does that allow for those moments of importance to happen? Do you understand the question I'm asking?
Maybe a little bit. I got a little bit. Anyway, I'll try. See, what I meant moment is, you contemplate, you think, how do you serve others? You keep on thinking. But once you got a clarity that, yes, the serving is going to change my perspective, my thinking. Once that comes into our mind, then the change happens. Well, then you look at things, everything, everybody in that direction, everything, whatever you look at it as, what can I do? How can I improve others' life? And what can I do for him or her or whatever it is? Then we'll keep improving that. then, automatically it becomes automatic. Whenever you see somebody, you will look into that. So that is how, I have developed. So it's a matter of development, but the changeover takes, you want to have an instantaneous idea, thought. If the right thought comes, then no going back.
Hmm. Now, for business, listening to you describe how your business serves so many other people, the employees and the products and all of that creating a successful business, it seems like it's a very clear avenue of service, a very clear way to serve. But for some reason, it seems that many people see business, being successful at business, being the opposite of kind of being a yogi and serving others. Why is that the case?
Because, they are not aware. You go to any business school or any college, education system is set like that. It's all materialistic way of teaching. So the goals are set only materialistic goals. So everybody from the childhood, their goal is set in that direction. So it's going to take a long time to change that, because we need some, like Swamiji, some teachers to really give us the perspective. Otherwise, it's not that easy, because from the childhood, people are exposed to that kind of exposure. You go to business school, they talk only about targets, goals, achievements, and pressure, every time pressure. You have to have their mobile phone 24 hours on, and there is no peace of mind. People who are working in companies, you see, they don't have peace of mind. They're working without really, having time to think. That is because of the goal set like that. But it's not easy to change. The person, the promoter has to have such access to teachings, some teachers who can give such input. Because by itself to happen, maybe one can read a biography of gurus like Swamiji and others, and one has to start to practice and develop. So this takes a long time, absolutely. So this is, I know we are fortunate to have Swamijis to teach us and guide us. So that's why we are able to do it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it. I would have set the goals like anybody else and gone. So, but of course, my goal was, always not for money. Even my earlier days, my goal was whatever I do, it has to be the best. That was my goal. Quality was my goal. Performance was my goal. Performance of the product. What I do has to be the best. That was my goal. That was also very interesting, no doubt about it. But still, I keep that goal. That's important for the business growth. Whatever we do, it has to be the best. Otherwise, we don't have, opportunities. So that goal is required to grow business. But this side, service goal, if you go together, tandem, quality, performance, and this service, then the business will be totally different.
When you talk about quality or something being the best, does that mean better than someone else, or does it just mean the best that I'm capable of?
Yeah, the two ways. Products are always benchmarked. When compared to what is available, we have to be better than that. But when we invent something new, then it is different. We have to come out with the best. That's our own benchmark. But when it comes to product marketing, products, we have to be better than what is available. For example, when I started, my business, my goal, this was, I want to make horns. That when I was in my 8th grade school time, that was my goal. I want to make horns. During my school days, I was thinking that the horn has to be like Bosch. It's a German product, Bosch, that was considered to be the best product in the world. So my father, whenever he buys a car, an Indian car, he would fix German horn. I asked him, why you are fixing German horn to an Indian vehicle? Why not an Indian horn? he said that, unfortunately, Indian horns are not lasting. He has no time to go to the electrician frequently to fix it. So he has to fix a German horn. So in my eighth grade, I was maybe, I forgot, about 13, 14 years old. I set my goal, I should make a horn like Bosch. With that goal only, I went in, I started the manufacturing of horn. Then I tested that horn and made a benchmark and then made it more stringent, keeping Indian usage in mind, set a very high goal standards and started to work on it. It took me 12 years to develop the horn to reach that level. 1970 I started, 1982 only I completed to my satisfaction. For 12 years, I did so many other things. I worked, I took agency for tractors, I serviced automobiles, I did other products to earn, but still this was going on. Once I'm satisfied that the quality is as per my expectation, I launched the product in 1982. Within 5 years, we became the largest electricon manufacturers in India, overtaking all competition from Germany, from UK, from Japan, from India, all. So this is what is the quality, goals. So that is how I started. And so it's an example. So product, when it comes to product, you have to be the best. That should be our goal.
The quality, the focus on quality, is there a more general way to live where my life is an act of quality, the way that I'm living, the way that I do everything, the way that I tie my shoes or it hangs something up on the hanger or whatever it is. Do you have that perspective, or is it just certain things that I'm focused on that are quality and maybe I can't do quality for everything?
Quality means, everything. Quality cannot be, specific only to product. Quality means whatever we think, it has to be of quality, Whatever we do, it has to be quality, whether it is product or, as you said, keeping the shoes in the rack or whatever it has to be orderly. So that is very important. The mind has to be trained to be quality conscious in whatever we do and think. Quality, you have to think quality so that then only it will act. So everything has to be quality conscious. We have to be. Then things will happen. It cannot be only specific to product or nothing else, because it's not possible.
When you develop something new like that, reflecting back, where was the satisfaction? Was it when you created that finished product and you said, okay, I've achieved my goal? Or was it the whole process, all those years that you spent, right? 10 years, more than 10 years developing something? Is it the process? Is it the end? Or is it both?
Oh, this is only the beginning. I can tell you. First step. The product achievement is the first step. Okay, it gives us a real good satisfaction that we have achieved the goals of quality. That's the first step. Then next comes, we have to be in the field and see that our customers appreciate our product. So once we release the product, if they buy and then they keep on buying our product, that means they are liking it. So this is a never-ending goal, it goes on and on. Okay, I never thought that I should be exporting it or I should become the largest manufacturer. That was not my idea. I want to make the best quality product. That was my idea. But the quality has led to the quantity also. We became the largest manufacturer. We started exporting. We supply to many international companies like, Toyota, Volkswagen, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, in the United States, Harley Davidson motorcycle, 100% we supply. So Navistar trucks, PACCAR trucks, what are running in US. So like that, it is expanding. But the goal is, the foundation is quality. So then it's never ending. It goes on.
Do you think that maybe there's a lot of people who focus on the money and the dollar amount because it's easy to equate high numbers with success? So for example, I see in my bank account numbers rising. So then I feel like I am more and more successful. As opposed to if I look at service, that my point is service, and service is the measure of the success of my life. That's harder to see. How did this conversation where I helped someone that was in need or gave some food or whatever it was I did, you can't put that into numbers. Numbers are really clean, right?
Yeah.
But service itself is not so clean. So is this maybe a reason why many people are just very focused on numbers only because it's so easy in a way?
I don't think it is because they think it is easy. They set the finance goal because they know only that. They work only towards that goal. That's the main fundamental reason. And those who are working for that goal, will never be satisfied. You set a goal, you reach, then you are not satisfied. You have to go to the next level, next level. So, ever-ending goal. So, because of that, they lose track of their life, personal life, their everything, because they are focusing only towards that. So they lose health, they lose everything, but they gain money. After getting money, then they will have to spend more money to get themselves, improve their health and happiness in the family. The health, happiness will not be there because his focus is completely elsewhere. So a lot of problem and stress, because stress, his health is affected, people around him's health is affected. So that is what is the real impact of financial goals. But if you keep the service as a goal, whatever you earn, okay, certain percentage, this goes to service, and you keep enjoy, then you start enjoying it. You start enjoying it. Then your peace of mind comes, satisfaction comes, the whole family becomes healthy and happy. So this is two different directions, but the direction setting has to be done by somebody who guides, or one has to read some books and understand and think in that direction. Once they experiment it, if they try as an experiment, then they will realize that it is possible to change and it's going to make a big difference in their lives. Experimentally, they can try, okay, from today onwards, I am going to look business in a different way. I'm not going to look different only in the money part. I'm seeing how best I can serve my customer. Also, my people, people who are working for me, you let them start thinking in that direction. Then within maximum 6 months, I can assure you that their thinking will completely change. Their mind will become very calm and quiet and satisfied. And people around them would be more happy.
And is that something we can teach to children? I know you're involved in the school
Yes,
there.
yes,
Is
yes.
that the type of
That is,
conversation that we can have
that's,
with children? What is the purpose to my life? How do I incorporate yoga and business and that sort of
yeah,
thing?
correct. In our school, for example, Satchidananda Jyoti Niketan, it took us 5 years to teach our teachers this philosophy. The teachers, they think, originally they come to teach because they are taking it as a profession, as to make money. That's how they have come to this business, this profession. But, we had to change their concept. So Swamiji's philosophy, we had to teach, explain, tell them that, teaching is not a profession. It is a service. Greatest service is teaching. So don't count money at all. Money is a byproduct. You concentrate on children's well-being. This took us 5 years. After 5 years, then gradually started changing. Now our teachers are completely dedicated. They spend all the time in the school and for the betterment of the children. So the children are happy. When the children go out, they are thinking differently. So this has to be brought first to the teachers and to parents. We should have that. Teachers should have that. Then we can teach the children. Another thing, simply we cannot teach them. Nobody learns by teacher, from the teacher just by teaching. You have to practice it. They have to see what you are doing. By practicing, children watch and learn better. So first, to teach them, we have to first learn ourselves, practice ourselves. Children should watch us, how we do and how we enjoy. Automatically, it will get changed. Simply by books, it cannot be taught. There is no way of telling them, do like this, it won't work. This is my experience. Before you explain, before you tell others, first you learn, you do yourself, you experience yourself, then, share it with others. Then, it will be more effective. Preaching, is not really going to help. We have to show, we have to practice, and that has to be only demonstrated. That's how we can bring up. It's a lengthy process.
So again, going back to service, is that a service in itself to kind of do the inner work? So not to just have the talking points. I can say this and that is what you should do. I need to become that
Yes.
person
Yeah.
myself, and by becoming it, I serve the child because, as you said, they see the example.
Yeah. That's where yoga and meditation comes, That's what Swamiji is teaching, the yoga and meditation. You have to go inward, and then, you need to meditate. You have to have yoga. So for a healthy mind and body, you need yoga and meditation very much. So then only the body, first that is important. Then only our mind will think in that direction. Otherwise, a very frustrated mind will not think in that direction. So we have first condition ourselves, body and mind. That's where yogic way comes. So that is very important. For example, my father asked me to follow yoga from when I was in maybe a sixth grade onwards. I have to do Surya Namaskaram, Sarvangasram every day with him, along with him. Even now I do. I spend 1.5 hours a day. So this is very important. Good thing you asked this question. Otherwise, it's not possible. First, you have to condition yourself, your body and mind. Then only the thinking will happen. Otherwise, the thinking will not happen. So you need to condition it. There, yoga and meditation will certainly help. And diet. Again, yoga and meditation, along with that, perfect diet. Pure vegetarian diet is sattvic diet is very important. Then only our thinking process will align with that. If we don't align, if you don't have that kind of a food, then it's impossible to control our mind. So food is very important. Yoga, meditation, and diet, the pure vegetarian diet is very important for that condition, holistic condition. Then only it is possible. It's a holistic way, not one. It's not possible for just like that somebody to start thinking in that direction. It's a long process.
I wanted to ask about Swamiji and your experience with him, and also just in India, the culture of the guru. And I know you've traveled a lot too. Can you kind of just share a little bit about him, and then also just generally maybe the relationship with the guru and how the Indian culture sees this versus maybe the rest of the world or other places in the world?
See how people see guru. Nowadays in West also I see that people look at guru as guru. Before in 1960s and all, when Swamiji came to US, at that time many people had no idea about guru in US. So they didn't know. They didn't know how to be with guru, how to behave with guru. But now I don't need to teach anything because in Yogaville I see, everywhere I see how they behave, how they treat guru as guru. So I think that there is no big difference. In India, the guru, is like God, as per our, our culture, Mata, Pita, Guru, Devam. That is first mom, mother, father, then guru, then only God. So the guru is more important than God for us. Because guru only is coming in the form of a human form and guides us. So guru is more important than God. He shows us, guides us. So that is why guru has the highest importance and the highest respect. Gurus have highest respect because our culture traditionally goes like that. And my experience with Swamiji, I can say a few. First of all, whatever Guru says, we accept without any question. You don't need to analyze what he says is right, wrong. Here, that's how we are brought up. You accept as it is. So also father, when he says do it, we do it. But not nowadays, it's different. You ask why, but those days nothing, no question asked. You follow. That's it. So when it comes to guru, you follow clearly because they have the wisdom and experience and knowledge, so they know what is right. You follow it up, follow it. You will get the result. I can maybe give one example. What with the Swamiji. For example, when we bought the land for the school, Swamiji gave directions, ideas, how the land should be. He has given the description of the land. So I located and then found the land. When Swamiji comes, he went around and said, no, 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 this is not good, that's not good. It was going on for 3 years, 4 years. Finally, I was sure that this land will be perfect one. So after 4 years, when Swamiji came, I took him to the land. He walked around everywhere and then said, okay, this is the land we buy. So I said, okay, Swamiji, I will finalize it. You please can go back home. I will go to the man and finalize it. Swamiji, no, 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 I'm coming. I said, okay, we all went to the land owner's house. And I introduced Swamiji to the gentleman. I said, Swamiji, we have come to, we saw your land. We have come to discuss about it. So Swamiji sat, and then adjacent to Swamiji, I sat, and we started the conversation. I said, we are planning to put up a school. So I want to buy the land. We want to buy the land. That's all I said. Swamiji touched my, thigh. He said, he, prompted me, oh, no, let us go back. We don't need to pursue. I was a little surprised. What is he telling? I don't understand. Then I turned again and he said, let's go. Then, I told the gentleman that, okay, I listened a little bit and said, okay, we'll come back. We'll think and come back. I walked out. When I walked out, I asked Swamiji, it took us 5 years to locate the land. Now you say, let us go. What to do? Why? Swamiji said, see, the vibration from that gentleman is not good. We should not buy land from such a person. It's not good for us. I was really surprised, why that vibration makes a difference, right? We are paying money and getting it, right? But anyway, Swamiji said, we walked out. Okay. Then, I said, Swamiji, please go home. I have one more land to see. I will see and come back. So I went around and saw the land. That land was also perfect. Then I went to the owner of the land and met him. I want to see how he is. So, and then when I went there, he's very gentleman. I could see a nice gentleman. I told him, I saw the land. Tomorrow I'm going to show Swamiji. If he likes it, we would like to buy it. He said, no problem. I'm very happy to give land for such noble cause and for a noble person. I said, okay, I'll come back tomorrow. I went, next day morning, went around the farm completely, and Swami said, yes, it's good. So we went back. I said, I will go and finally, no, we'll go, Swamiji said again. So we went to the owner's place. And then I sat and said, okay, Swamiji, I introduced Swamiji and said, we have come. So please tell us, give us the rate, what rate you want to sell. You know what that gentleman said? You brought such a noble person and you are asking me to give a price. No, I will not give. Whatever you want to give, you give it. You are using it for a good purpose. You pay what you think right. This is what happened. So this is one of the experiences, So you blindly follow Guru. You don't ask anything. It happens. I have hundreds of examples of Swamiji happening like this.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that. Do you feel grateful for having so many of those experiences, those stories?
Yeah, absolutely. It is, I really enjoy that. And when I think back, how it is possible. it's only possible because of your blind faith. I have blind faith. That's it. Follow what he says, finish. And I enjoy that. And I'm experiencing it, Even now, Swamiji is with us all the time. He's guiding us. Whenever there is problem, I leave it to him. He solves it. I get a solution easily. So that's okay.
I love it. And it to me, it brings a feeling of lightness, right? I don't have to make every decision that there's a higher forces at work.
Yes. Then, you don't have the weight. You don't have to carry. You're only a tool in the hands of God and Swami. So he does it. So why do you worry about the result? So whatever you do, you don't worry about the result. You keep doing it. Then your peace of mind is good and the result is mostly good only. Even if it is not good, it is far good. That's what I have found out. So don't worry about the result. Do it.
Thanks for listening. If you've enjoyed this content and think others might as well, please feel free to share and subscribe.